Okay, here we're taking a look at an introduction to multiplication of large numbers. So we're going to be multiplying large numbers. How large? Not terribly large. In this case, we have 22 times 24. So I'm going to write those two over here. 22, 24. I like the way they're lined up on the right-hand side. Now, when we multiply, we can only multiply one digit at a time. So we're multiplying by the number on the bottom. So I'm starting off with this 4. And as I multiply by the 4, again, I multiply the things on the top, starting on the right-hand side. So first, the 4 times the 2. And this is the 2 right above the 4. That gives us 8. Only one digit, and I only have room for one digit. Notice that that first digit goes right below the 4. And after all, I am multiplying by the 4. So nothing to carry over to the other column because I only had one digit. So then I move over to the next number. In this case, it's this 2. So I multiply the 4 again by that 2. And again, I get another 8. So this time, since I'm multiplying 4 times 2, I've got, again, one space for a digit. I only have one digit. So the next space over gives me another 8. So I have multiplied the 22 on the top by the 4 on the bottom and gotten 88. So now that I've multiplied everything by the 4, I'm going to switch over and I'm going to multiply by the 2. So again, I have to start on the right-hand side. The 2 gets multiplied by the 2 on the right-hand side. This is this 2. And 2 times 2 gives me 4. So I've got my answer. It's only one digit. Now notice this time I'm multiplying by this 2 again, the 2 on the bottom. So the 4, the first thing that I got, goes directly below that 2 right here. I multiply by the 2 on the bottom, so that's where I start with my digits. Then I move over to the next number, which is the other 2. And again, I'm still multiplying by the 2 on the bottom. So I've got the 2 on the bottom multiplied by that 2 on the top. And again, I get 4. So that's the next digit over to the left. I put in another 4. And at this point, I've multiplied everything by the 4, gotten 88. I've multiplied everything by the 2 and gotten 44. So I just need to add these two up. It is very important that we keep this structure here with the columns nice and neat. Notice that the 88 was lined up on the right-hand side under the 4. That's where it started. The 44 was lined up starting underneath the 2. So I've got everything lined up nicely. I'm going to add, some people like to put zeros in here in these missing gaps that we have. But if there's nothing there, there's nothing to get confused with. The 8 is being added to nothing. So that just gives us an 8. The 4 and the 8 are then being added in the next column. So that gives us a 12. I only have room for one digit at the bottom. So the 8 plus 4 equals 12 means I only put the 2 down here. And then, of course, I have to deal with that other 1. So it gets added over to the next column. And then I can add everything in that column, which at this point I've got the 4 and the 1. So 5. Our answer here, 528. So the question was 22 times 24, 528.